He's like, and think about your audience. Because they're listening. Because you've asked them to listen to you. You are important. You're important to me. You are giving me your time. This is a great gracefulness, a graciousness. And I am grateful for it. So I want to give you good stories. Right? So this is what you have to think. I want you to think about. I want to think about my audience and give them good stories. And those stories can be any kind of stories that you feel compelled to tell. Right? They can be happy stories, sad stories. I'm very into sort of social issues type of stuff. But whatever rocks your world, right? And that's this beautiful part of our uniqueness, our thumbprint. That is, we're each so very different, which I think is wonderful. Because as we tell each other our story, we go like, oh, we're so different, but my God, you're just exactly like me. That's really freaking me out. Like, and that's great, right? So I wrote after I wrote the book, I wrote a short film, my first short film, just for shits and giggles. And my husband was a filmmaker. That was his dream. I wasn't going to step on his toes. And there's a lot of that in my family. Oh, that's me. That's you're smart. You're pretty. And be like, ooh, that was bad for my sister. Very bad. Very bad. So now we've decided to wipe that way. But so I wrote this short film just for the heck of it, and my husband said, make a movie. You direct it. I was like, really? Yeah, you do it. So I was like, well, sure, I'll do it. Yeah, why not? And when I got on set, it was like one of the greatest experiences of my life. Everything that I had studied, the music, the acting, visual arts. I went to, in that big span of time between getting sick in my early 40s, I went to art school. I didn't graduate from art school, but I went for a year and I studied painting. My mother was an artist. I love art. It all, I studied literature at NYU. I didn't graduate from NYU, but I studied, some stuff at Parsons and all these different colleges all around, just to and I say this because yes, it's great to a certain degree to get a college degree if you're kind of headed on a certain track. But for me, that just was not the path. There's no one right way. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right? There's no one right way. It's just your way. And just not quitting. So, and I was haunted by this, let me tell you, in my 30s especially. I didn't go to college. I'm an idiot. No one's gonna give me another job. I gotta do this, acting work forever because I'll never get any other work. And I didn't realize there's this whole other field to play in. And that I can define what my life is. I was listening to a John Mayer song on the way up, because I love John Mayer. And Room for Squares, and he was talking about school and how no one tells you in school that life is outside the lines sometimes. There's this structure, like you're supposed to do this and this and this, but what is outside here? And outside here are your dreams, your risks. What do you want to do? You learn tools in school, and hopefully if you're going to a good school like this one, you're going to learn tools and as well as communication and tools and working with other people kinds of tools. It's not just the technical tools, which is so important, and I totally understand that this is what they do here, which is so valuable. But then outside the lines are I'm going to create my own life, my own dreams, and here's what I want to do, right? So, yay, John Mayer. Then I made another short film, in 4 months. I loved it so much, and then I started coming up against these statistics about women in the business. And 4% of women directed the top 100 films in 2017. 4%. And then it went up to 8% in 2018, and then it dropped again. It's dropping again this year. So at least so far, the stats are very low. And same thing with television. For the last 20 years, it's been around 15%, and for people of color, also lower than that. So this was depressing. And I thought, how am I, as a female, going to function in this? How am I going to work? Because I'm a worker and I need to make a living.
this is where thinking outside the box becomes very handy. My husband wants to know if I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I decided to make a documentary film about female directors. I said, I'm either going to be part of the solution or I'm going to be part of the problem. I'm going to go into agreement. People say, this is how it is. Okay, well, I guess this is how it is. I'll just quit, or I'll just sulk about it, or I'll just be mad about it. And I was like, no, I'm going to change it. And I don't want that to be the truth. I'm not going to agree with that truth. We're going to create a new truth, and I'm going to do this. And I didn't know how to use a camera or sound or light anything, but I said I'm going to buy a camera, I'm going to teach myself how to use it, I'm going to figure out lighting. It's just going to be me and my bag of gear, and I'm going to talk to these people, and I'm going to get people to talk to me. And I don't know why I thought they would. I was like, well, what the heck? Might as well just start going people and try it. So I don't know what I'm going to get. So amazingly, I wasn't the only person who was thinking, I really want this to change. I really want this to change. And so one person after the other just kept saying, yeah, sure, I'll talk to you. I know somebody else you should talk to. You should talk to this person. You should talk to this person. I ended up interviewing the EP of Homeland, Leslie Linka Glatter, a woman, Bethany Rooney, who's the head of the Warner Brothers directing program, and she's directed over 250 episodes of television. Sarah Gavron, who did Suffragette, which was out a couple of years ago. You know, incredible talent. Bethany Rooney, Betty Thomas, who's actually like one of the top studio directors of the 80s and 90s. Massive, grossed over like $500 million with her films. Like just one woman after the other. Kimberly Pierce, who did Boys Don't Cry. And then I also interviewed women who had done like music videos and commercials and short films and their first feature film, and they had just gone to Slam Dance, and you know, people at all ranges of their career, so they could, and I wanted to focus on how did you do it? What choices did you make along the way? Right. And everybody's story was different, which was incredible. But the one through line, to get us back onto leadership, that was how to lead. And leading through graciousness and listening, and then how to function in your career with tenacity. You've got to be tenacious. You've got to ask. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to network. You've got to go and shake hands and be like, I'm so-and-so, and I do this. And I'm pretty cool. Who are you? And don't be apologetic about it. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? Like,